Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's your boy Cam Low, host of Who's Next 757. We are in the building, episode 4. Yes, sir. I got a special guest in the building today.
What's up, Cam, bro? You already know we had to go round 2 on this interview shit.
Now, I mean, this is my man's second time here. Who's Next 757. He's on the rise, definitely. Definitely, he got a lot going on.
For sure.
Okay, and we're going to get into that today. Right? So, since our last interview, we did that in about January. We did that early January.
Yeah.
Early 2021, right? So, what have you been doing?
Ever since then, man, I just been kind of taking my time. I've been reaching out to other artists in Virginia, even outside Virginia, trying to basically build a connection because I feel like in order to be successful as an artist and get your name out there, you got to be able to connect with other people and build the important relationships, being able to, even take advice from other artists, which ain't nothing wrong with that, you know what I'm saying? I don't got an ego. You know what I was saying? Like, ain't nothing wrong with being humble and asking, like, yo, you've been doing this longer than me. You know, what kind of advice you got for me as far as, like, getting my name out there?
Okay.
How would I go about certain shit? So just really studying the market, the game, listening to my old shit, kind of taking my time and seeing, like, okay, what could I do better? Like, you know what I'm saying? Trying to perfect my craft a little more.
Okay. That sound really good. That sound like you're on the next mindset frame.
Definitely.
On taking it to the next level. Because I've been doing that myself, too, studying.
Right.
You know, studying the game, studying the next steps on how to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
Right? So we want to dig deep. We don't want to touch base on, little things we already spoke about.
Yeah, most definitely.
Right. So I want to talk about a few songs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Maybe I should.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should.
Yeah.
That right there, that switch up.
Mm-hmm.
That switch up
Right.
from a slow
Yeah.
to the fast pace.
Yeah.
So tell me your mind frame into going into that song.
So for the first part of the song, my first project was called First Breath. And it was more like, it had like those underground, Royce the 5'9" type beats. You know what I'm saying? You get that little feel from it. I kind of wanted to reach back and kind of give people a taste of how I sound before they even knew I rapped. It was just really small. Only a couple of my homeboys knew about it. I wanted to start off on a vibe where I was like, I was calm. I'm basically calmed down. I'm talking, basically mocking the people who are, you get people in this rap game because there's so much negativity saying, well, you should go. We missed the old Rook when you was doing this, when you was doing that. And I was being sarcastic. I'm all right, maybe I should. Let's see how that ends up. How did it end up for you? How did it almost end up for me? So that was me basically looking at them being, talking to them from what, I'm at, because I'm at a point in time where it's like, I'm fucking 22.
Okay.
Like, why the hell would I do that shit before? So I said my piece. I talked about my mistakes. I basically said, look, I'm not a hypocrite. I was like that before.
Right.
Like, I ain't special. I'm not sitting here pointing fingers and be like, oh, I'm the perfect man. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I kind of want to put that in the first part. Then the second part is where I kind of like show where I'm at right now. And basically saying that I'm not going back to that shit, but this is what I'm going to do now.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said, like, I ain't got to be a man by picking up the burner. You was never in that struggle. You was just observing. So it's basically me saying, who are you to tell me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a man difference between me and you.
Right.
Like, you still ain't grown up yet. And these are cats that's older than me, and they're just hating on me. It's like, bro, like, you should be glad that I beat the statistics and I'm doing something positive for myself. Because we done lost a lot of rappers in this game to negativity. And I'm not trying to be a statistic. I'm trying to show people, look, if I can do it and I can make something better myself, anyone could.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you're not even at your fullest potential yet.
Definitely
not at your fullest potential. So you're saying things like acknowledgement or different approach. Your friends, doing all these things or whatever.
Exactly.
Got their own opinions. Made them choices. That's a song. That's a song name of yours.
Yeah.
Right? So that's something you said in there as well.
Yeah.
You had to take a different approach.
Exactly.
But yeah, taking a different approach. Speak on that.
So take a different approach. I feel like in order to be successful in this rap game, people get the majority of opinion that you have to be this untouchable, tough dude. You have to, because let's be real here. Nobody wants to hear positive lyrics, right? You know what I'm saying? The fans are always going to gas that shit up. People are going to start letting money get to their head. And I want to break that stereotype where, I'm not the drugged out face tat rapper, the case may be. Right. I want to be like one of those dudes. It's like, I want to be that comeback rapper. It's like, the shit I go through, statistics, and people that's pointing me said I wasn't supposed to fucking be here right now. I was either supposed to be like, oh, he's just like every other motherfucker I've ever heard, or he's just like everyone else. You know what I mean? I want to separate myself from that so I can elevate to the next level.
Mm-hmm. So, being that coming in the game, you know, white rapper, the bars you're spitting, you know, the flow, the delivery, putting all that together. How are you gonna separate yourself and take that different approach? Like, what are you doing right now? I want to know, you know, to help you take it to the next level, that different approach.
Right. Just being humble, man. That's just it's no secret. Just being humble, being able to criticize yourself, being able to study others, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying copy off of them, but you gotta be able to pick, you know, from the people who've been doing it, and you know, be able to kind of shadow them and be like, okay, this is what I should do, and this is what I shouldn't do.
Right.
Basically, don't be afraid to experiment. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to do stuff out your comfort zone. It might not be good, it might be trash. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, but that's part of it. You know, you live, you learn. You know, you take L's. Everybody takes L's, whether it's big or small.
Right.
That's a part of life. So I'm not afraid. My opinion, I don't really take it as a loss. You either win or you learn.
That's a good motto to live by. It's a good motto to live by. You've been in the studio a lot. You've been in the studio a lot, not only by yourself on songs, but you have a lot of other features and collaborations.
Right.
Right? So what is it like getting in the studio with Rook?
Man, with me, I'm like the easiest motherfucker to work with. And with that, I love hearing other artists' opinions. I love getting with other people and fucking making tracks. That's the beauty of all this shit. Like, being able to hear different styles and, you know, if they get my opinion, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but I'm not going to sit there and, you know, sit there and be like, oh, it's trash, whatever the case may be.
Right.
But at the same time, I feel like who am I to criticize? That's their style. Maybe they do it a certain way. So I'm kind of on the fence about the whole thing. So I just kind of sit back and let them do them.
As far as the featured artist? So, I don't know why I always say so. Right? Trying to break into that industry, right? There's a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah.
How do you think, or how are you doing now managing all of that? So being this artist, having to do this, having to do that, family, goals, money. How do you manage all of that?
Just goes back to how I come from humble beginnings. You know, I appreciate the little things. And at a point, I did have an ego a long time ago before I actually started rapping, but I had to humble myself. And I learned that what comes with money, people are going to change. I already know it. It's going to come. It's just the fucking root of it.
Okay.
But I don't want to, I pay attention to a lot of things, and I could tell when people are being sincere about shit, what they say about you, or they just doing it because they know you get to a certain point. You know what I mean? Like, I know who stuck with me from day one and who didn't.
Right.
And not all family, not all blood is family. Like, real shit, unfortunately. You know, even right now I'm going through that. So, you know, you got to learn to overcome that by just really not giving a fuck at the end of the day. Just blocking all that out. Remember what's important. Remember, I think you have to remember the reason why you're doing this. Because the money is cool, don't get me wrong, but you have to ask yourself, do I really love doing this shit? Or am I just doing it to get these females? You know, that's cool. It comes with it, but like, I know my reason why I'm doing it. I generally love this shit. Like, I want to fucking be an impact in the game in a positive way. Being like, you know what, that's a fucking dude right there who recognized what the fuck he did his mistakes, and moved on from it, but could still, you know, I'm not saying I'm like a fucking, like, you know, like some, like, legend or some shit. Like, everybody should look up to me, but I'm trying to make it where I could just put a good stamp on hip-hop that I feel like has been lacking for a while. You know, that authenticity.
Okay. And in the way you rapping right now, it definitely going to make a statement. I think it definitely needs to be heard more. Promotion.
Mm-hmm.
Promotion. What are you doing in that area?
I just got actually featured in a couple articles about like a week and a half ago, and it was a one called Hype Magazine. I actually forgot the other names of it, but I'm trying to go to Elevator on their website, and you can actually submit stuff, and I'm in the process of trying to get that going. I'm trying to World Star and College Kid, and all those pages are doing like, the promotions, say cheese, all that stuff. So I'm just going to have to stack my bread and, kind of, spend money, invest into that. Start looking at the bigger picture, get on the, the bigger pages. And, I started on these small pages, but now it's time to go to the next level.
Right. Okay. DMX.
Yeah.
Let's speak on DMX.
Legend, bro.
Legend in the game. You see his catalog?
Yeah, definitely. Who hasn't? Even if you're not a part of that generation, if you really love hip hop, you gotta know that.
That energy,
that rawness, all that shit.
Oh man. Prayers up to DMX.
Definitely.
DMX, that news right there, current news, definitely touched me.
Same with me, because I remember my mama, she used to listen to DMX, like all those guys, but I think the thing that separate him from a lot of artists, pretty much most artists even back then, was like, you could tell he's been battling demons since day one. Like that one track Slippin' he had, you could just listen to that shit and be like, you could sympathize with him. And it's like, you kind of want to help him out. And it's like, I hope he gets people see, and this is the shit that annoys me, bro. Motherfuckers will sit there and be like, man, he's 50s or how old he is. Like, he's still doing it. I'm like, bro, you don't know what somebody goes through. Mental health ain't no joke. Trust me, I know all that stuff he's going through. Like, it's not easy. So I hope he gets better, real, because we need someone like him still around. We've already lost enough people. So
definitely praying for DMX. Hope he pulls through.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you've been talking about battling, small mental issues, personal issues. I noticed in a couple songs as well, you express your feelings. Reminiscing. You speak of Aubrey a lot.
Yeah.
I hear the name. I hear it in a couple songs.
Yeah.
What's the name of that song you did? Breaking.
Bring him back.
Bring him back.
Bring him back. Yeah.
Bring him back.
Yeah.
Elaborate on that for me.
Man, bro, like, I'll be honest with you, man. Like, it's been hard for me, especially with, like, because I done lost a fair amount of people, but with him, man, it was tough, man, even recording that track, because I feel like I'd mention him in songs and pay tribute to him, but I wanted to dedicate something to him. And I'm not much of an auto-tune rapper, but something at that moment wanted me to kind of like bring that melody, that melody vibe. It was me kind of being in denial, even at that time that I made that there's no way he's gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just how much he impacted me, my other homeboy KD, basically a lot of us that grew up together, the whole Still Breathing movement that we started. That's the name of our little movement / group. And it's still hard coping with it right now. And I just wanted to express even how I felt back then to that moment, basically saying, he should have walked away from the whole incident, because at that time he just had a kid and he turned his life around. And, you would think he would get a happy ending, but unfortunately, it didn't play that way. So it was me questioning, like, why, man? Like, why him, bro?
Right.
Like, he had turned his life around. He had paid his dues. You know what I'm saying? He did it on his own. Nobody forced him to do it. He took it upon himself to do it and took the high road. And, he moved out of the area, went somewhere far. And, unfortunately, it happened. So it was just one of those things where I feel like I had to pay homage as much as I can. That's not even the closest I could pay homage to, but I feel like I need to express myself at that moment, because it was hard for me recording that, bro. Like, I I shed tears doing that shit. And I'm not ashamed to admit it, bro.
Right.
Because I never really expressed my emotions or let it out. I was always numb to that stuff, but it hit me pretty hard.
Be like that sometime, man. Definitely he's in a better place. Rest in peace. the way you expressing your feelings, man, is it's like no other.
Yeah.
It's like no other. So let's dive into some new music.
Yeah.
Let's dive into some new music.
Yeah, just dropped a track called Someone with my boy Zay. Shout out to Zay. Hella underrated artist, by the way.
Yep.
Like, every person I rap with in the studio, I view as my competition. But this dude, you go hear why exactly.
Let's get into it.
For sure.
His life dying by a folk up thinking I ain't noticed. We the ones that's chosen motherfucking sins. Coming up with wins, ain't deciding on my kin. Baby mama staying stronger, raising up the kids. We was eating with that potion, thought that we was coasting. We was mighty with the knowledge and the knowing. At a point we got complacent, thought that that's the taking. This was our religion, worship like the Trojans, battle like the Romans. Tried to handle what we took and all the candles getting lit. We pay respects the way they showed us, try to stay away from any pressure pulling. Made the money from the drugs, man, I guess it's just the only bonus. Constant blunts inside the circle, only time we ever opened. We was educated, showing signs of slowness, thought we wasn't noticed. We was trying to make a change happen way before the protest. Trying to go for focus, acting like they know us. Trying to cast us out as demons, handled Obby's body, never throw him over. Finish what we started, now we coming closer. Newer chapters, now we finishing up in the side of a closer.
Okay. That's Someone by Rook.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So there it is again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there it is again.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Aubrey.
For sure.
Definitely expressing your feelings. The flow, once again, that sample.
Mm-hmm.
That sample was definitely a good cover.
Yeah.
Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Talk about this song.
So I worked with a couple of producers, right? And Instagram, they get the little promotions and shit. Came across one time, it said sponsor. Sometimes on Instagram you see the sponsor stuff. I saw it was like, it quoted as like a Polo GG Herbo type beat. Mm-hmm. And I'm always interested in new beats, so I listened to it, and from the fucking like first 10 seconds, it already fucking hit me in the heart. I just fucking I didn't say a fucking word after that. I'm like, this is it right here, bro. Mm-hmm. I was like, this is the type of fucking beat I've been looking for, that I feel like could really cut deep.
Right. Which you did.
Mm-hmm.
Which you did. Now, before we close it out, I would like you to give shout outs and things like that. We're going to get into this freestyle.
Mm-hmm. How about your little verse? Something a little dope.
Yep.
First and foremost, shout out to KD, TG, Truth, Jay, Isaiah, Sanchez, everybody that basically been there for me since day one. I got so many names I can sit all night, but I appreciate everybody since day one. First and foremost, shout out to my mama for helping me overcome depression, not judging me, and still taking me in the times when I was getting arrested.
There you go. Who's next? 757. This is Rook. Let's get into this freestyle 04.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's coming from the heart, though.
Dirty records way before we adolescent. We was lost inside the streets, we trying to add direction. Mama tried to keep us all in sight, that man protective. Ain't supposed to make it out and have a happy ending. Fell asleep right off the loud, I had a premonition. We gon' make it out, started up for coins, working up the bags and get them. Share my struggle with depression at my own discretion. Crossed the line a couple times and made it past the finish. Hustle through intelligence is catastrophic. Motherfuckers be aware the time the tracks is dropping. Still aware and give a fuck about a trending topic. Yo, but she ain't loyal, she more head on than that kamikaze in the cockpit. Only queen that motivate me to smarten up is where my mind is. Like me, Millie, all that money turned me to a monster. Wanna be on them yachts with steak and all that lobster. Without the money, I'll be hungry, deal with all them problems. Sanity was calm with all that green and end up like the goblin. Led us to the cells, paint us out the paragraphs. Tryna make your peace with all them words, better go and save them last. Try to break my wings, but you can never put me in the cast. Taking on my brothers from the trenches, that's the way I'll pay them back. Cause they was there to check me. Did this shit behind the scenes, never put on blast. Different hoods, but carry burners from the past. Tell me, have you ever seen your loved ones almost go and cut with crack? Have you ever seen yourself go carry equal hatred towards your ops and only death? Have you ever been in places where them suburb motherfuckers dream to be from that? Gang ties was connected to my dogs, never had to claim it. You can have a $250,000, but buying out that life is painless. Aiming for the billboard, but the jig is up. Tombstone where your name is. Who really know what changes when you're famous? Target on my back, that shit is putting me in danger. All this back and forth, look what happened to Pac and Big. Had an ego, I done cost a couple lives. Wish that I could call him back. Katie told me not to blame myself, I don't keep him going, so whose fault was that? Head was spinning from my cup of guilt, that shit was revolving fast. I found no message in my homeless killer. Better not go drop the soap, I got the final laugh.
My heart right there.